I think this movie was trying to send us some type of warning about the eclipse coming on April 8th, because why was there an eclipse scene right in the middle of it? And then, hold on, look. Why does it look like there is a solar flare coming off of the eclipse just before it begins? A little bit further on in the scene, you can see the American flag on the moon, and you can still see what looks to me like a solar flare. And you can see the eclipse getting closer and closer to totality. And this is almost exactly what you will see in the sky on April 8th, down to the part where the sun is flaring out, because right now we are at solar maximum. We are at the end of the sun's 11-year cycle. It is wound up like a rubber band ready to pop. Now, directly following the eclipse scene in the movie, the boy that is in the family loses all of his teeth, almost as if he has radiation poisoning. Tell me why the National Guard is calling in the elite team of chemical, biological, radiological, and nuclear units to this solar eclipse. That doesn't make any sense. Then you add in that there's that Tesla scene in Leave the World Behind, and Tesla had to recall 2.2 million of their vehicles. And then we had the tragic accident that happened with the Baltimore Bridge where a shipping container hit it. Remember that beach scene in Leave the World Behind? I'm just saying there's a lot of...
Watch this. Everybody is talking about April 8th. But did you know NASA will be firing 3 rockets into the eclipse? This project is called Serpent Deity. This is from nasa.gov. NASA to launch sounding rockets into moon shadow during the solar eclipse. This is from Forbes. Why NASA will fire 3 rockets at the solar eclipse. But why is it called Serpent Deity? The serpent, or snake, is one of the oldest and most widespread mythical symbols. Serpent God is the name of this mission. Please tell me you have seen this symbol of NASA and the serpent. NASA in Hebrew literally means to see.
First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Chaha, Kwadash. I want to give double honors to the head apostles, now there's a great millstone who rule well and teach well. Peace and blessings, teach sincere, and let her pushing this truth all over the 4 corners of the earth, week in and week out, in all truth and sincerity. Okay. As you've seen in the 2 video clips that I played, one concerning the movie Leave the World Behind. And when I watched that movie, because I watched it twice, and there was a lot of, key points and hints in that movie, but I never thought about, the solar eclipse, or even that there was a solar eclipse in that movie. So, that's definitely very interesting. And also, I just caught wind of this NASA project called Serpent Deity, where they're going to actually fire 3 rockets at this solar eclipse. I want to go into I actually fact checked it and dug up some information, and it's actually real. It's actually what's going to happen, and they're called NASA quotes and says they're going to be let's get it real quick. Launch 3 sounding rockets, whatever that means. All right, it says NASA intends to launch 3 sounding rockets during the total solar eclipse on April 8, 2024, to study how Earth's upper atmosphere is affected when sunlight momentarily dims over a portion of the planet. I don't know, it sounds fishy to me, because in the midst of all this as well, they're also deploying the National Guard, and different, putting forth different security measures as well. So something circling around the solar eclipse concerning what these devils are planning, because they're definitely planning something. All right, they're definitely planning planning for something to happen during this solar eclipse. Okay, and going into history, circling around the events and things that have happened during solar eclipses. All right. Hey man, we're definitely looking for something to happen, man. Okay, because this is all part of prophecy, man. That signs of the times. Okay, now I want to go a little bit more into this article, because the National Guard is also going to be deployed, and they try to give a reason for why these things are happening, to keep the people at ease. They say that they're deploying the National Guard because of the, thousands upon thousands of people that are going to be gathering at certain particular areas to watch the solar eclipse, which is only going to happen for a few moments. But like the elder from Baltimore, Elder Karantazapa, went into, but you have large gatherings of people happen very, very frequently, okay, almost weekly, and the National Guard is never deployed. You got football games, basketball games, different concerts where hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people gather in one particular area, and the National Guard is never deployed. So it definitely sounds like, or it's looking like, these wicked elites have an agenda that they're going to try to execute, circling around the time of this solar eclipse. But we will see. That's why the scripture says, watch. Okay, so we will be watching. Okay, and giving a report. Okay. Um, let's go into this article. It says NASA to launch sounding rockets into the moon's shadow during solar eclipse. Okay, NASA intends to launch 3 sounding rockets during total solar eclipse on April 8, 2024 to study how Earth's upper atmosphere is affected when sunlight momentarily dims over a portion of the planet, which that just sounds fishy to me. Just now in 2024, you're all of a sudden studying how the upper atmosphere is affected when sunlight momentarily dims. All right. The a lot of things just ain't sounding right. Okay, they're not just fitting together. Okay, this devil, these wicked elites, they're at the point where they're just pretty much saying anything now, man. Okay, they're not even taking time to put their story together anymore. Okay, let's see if there's any more information on this. It says, let's see here. Yeah, and that whole project is called Serpent Deity. Okay, and we know these, that this man is the serpent. Okay, Esau Edom. Okay, and we know that he is, that's his MO, to trick, to deceive. It says the sounding rockets will launch at 3 different times: 40 minutes before, during, and 40 minutes after. That's interesting. Um, the peak local eclipse. These interviews are important to collect data on how the sun's sudden disappearance affects the ionosphere, creating disturbances that have the potential to interfere with communications. All right, it says this conceptual animation is an example of what observers might expect to see during a total solar eclipse, like the one happening over the United States on April 8th, 2024. Okay, you know, and that very well could be so. All right, but like I said, we'll see. There's something sounds fishy about a lot of the things that they're telling us. Okay, now let's just pull out one scripture, and I'll leave the link in the description box of this article as well. Let's go to Ephesians chapter 5, and I want to read a couple verses, and then we can wrap it up. This is Ephesians 5, and let's go down to verse 15. It says, "See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise." Okay, so we got to be circumspect in these times that we're living in. All right. We know this devil is walking around like a roaring lion, seeking who he may devour. And we know he has his different, crisis actors, his agents out here. We know, we're on the brink of basically the internet and these different platforms being shut down, at least to the public, and also on the brink of heavy demonization of the prophets, of the men that are out here prophesying against this place, man. Okay, so we gotta be wise. It says, and not as fools, but as wise. All right, so we gotta use wisdom. Okay, seeing what's going on circling the solar eclipse. Hey, it wouldn't be wise to go to an eclipse seeing, or how they set up these different particular areas to where you can watch the solar eclipse in them large gatherings. where hundreds of thousands, because there's certain areas in America where hundreds of thousands of people are going to be gathered together to watch the solar eclipse. And I would say that wouldn't be a wise decision to go to a large gathering like that right now. Because, I mean, we're liable to see anything happen, man. This devil says he's shooting rockets off into the sky. Well, hey, you know, take those two words, shooting rockets, okay? And think about it. All right. So we're liable to see anything happen, man. This devil's deploying you know, you know, radiation and different tactical groups that are chemical response teams. All right. So let's continue on to verse 16. It says, redeeming the time because the days are evil. See, we're living in evil times, man, and these times are about to get a lot worse. Okay. The majority of our people have no clue what time that they're living in. They think it's all is well, you know, all is good. Okay. They have no clue that, man, this devil's about to come down so hard on you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. It's not going to be funny, all right? And ultimately, it's Yahweh Shem Shai coming down on you Israelites, man. And he's using his sword, the so-called white man, okay? Scriptures say he will come against he's coming down on a hypocritical nation, man, all right? And he's going to use Esau, Edom. Lord willing, we can get that in a moment. It says, verse 17, wherefore be ye now unwise, but understanding that the will of the Lord is, okay? And everything is going according to the will of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man. All right? Even these false flag attacks, Esau's agendas, okay? Things that don't make sense. Guess what? That's all going according to the will of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. The Most High Yahweh controls all. Verse 18, and be not drunk with wine wherein is excess, but be filled with the Spirit. So we got to be filled with the Spirit. We got to walk in the Spirit, man. Okay? We got to walk circumspectly, okay? And use wisdom, all right? Because the majority of our people, they're not using wisdom, man. Okay? They're going off their emotions, okay? Now, let's get that scripture. I'll quote it real quick. Bear with me one moment. All right, let's go to Isaiah the 10th chapter, and let's go down to the 5th verse. It says, "Oh, Assyrian," and in the modern day, Assyrian is the so-called white man, maybe mainly concerning these wicked elites, all right, who've been put in a power seat position, all right, by Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, all right, like the scripture says, the earth was given into the hands of the wicked, and this man is truly the wicked, okay. It says, "O Assyrian, the rod of mine anger, and the staff in their hand is mine indignation." Okay, so the rod of the Lord's anger and the staff in the so-called white man's hand, okay, their sword, guess what? You know, that's the anger, the righteous anger of the Most High Yahweh, man. Okay, it says, and I will send him, he's going to send this devil, all right, against who? It says, I will send him against a hypocritical nation, and that hypocritical nation is you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you Israelites, man. Y'all are hypocritical, man. It is just supposed to be a separate people, but you seek to be like these other nations, all right? It says, I will send him against a hypocritical nation, and against the people of my wrath will I give him a charge. So Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is going to give these wicked elites the okay. He's going to give them the green light, all right? You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans on a majority standpoint are going to be green lighted, okay? So he's going to give the okay to these wicked elites to do these particular things, man, all right? Because when you go up the food chain to the top, elite Edomite, guess what? They're taking orders, man. They're not working off, they're not rogues, all right? They take orders from who? They take orders from the spiritual demon Satan, who takes order from, the Most High Yahweh, man. Okay, it says, and against the people of my wrath will I give him a charge to take the spoil and to take the prey and to tread them down like the mire of the streets. Okay, You know, so hey man, we're looking for a very large event to take place very, very soon. You know, which, you know, ultimately, you know, it's gonna bring in a change into society, into the system, into the way everything goes about and works. And this is what these elites want. Okay, they are planning, you know, for a great event to happen where they can persuade the masses to take that MOTB, man. Okay, which is a major part of his new world order. All right, which he is seeking to complete. All right. Hey, Lord willing, that was edifying. To the next time, shalom.